Hey, it's Tracy. I wanted to do a quick update video. Today I had iron infusion number 3. Just a very quick recap. I'm allergic to all the infusible forms of iron. Because I have malabsorption and I do not absorb iron, I have to have infusions because my iron levels drop too low. Supplements don't work. So it's a necessary thing for me. Thankfully, I don't usually have to do it more than every 2 years because it seems to hold a pretty long time. They got to do a lot of pre-meds to try to keep me out of anaphylaxis. And instead of doing one drip over a day, like 3 or 4 hours in a single day, they split that over 5 different smaller, shorter infusions. I got a PICC line to do this because I'm a terrible stick. And I've been doing the pre-meds, and then when I get there, they push IV Benadryl, prednisone, and Prevacid or something to protect the stomach. First infusion went fine. The day of the second infusion, I show up, and I'm going every other day. So I went a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then this week I'm doing Tuesday, Thursday. Last Wednesday, I could not get the second infusion done. So we've tacked on another infusion day, Tuesday of next week. So last Wednesday, I go in to get my infusion. They check my blood pressure. How are you feeling? Are you having any side effects? Things they need to know when you're allergic to iron. Are their steps working? I didn't feel good. I normally don't. I have pain 24/7. That day my pain was a little bit higher. In general, just didn't feel well. They take my blood pressure. It was 200/108. Now my blood pressure runs high. We have always thought it was because of my pain level. But there are times when my pain is high, my blood pressure isn't necessarily as high as you would think it would be based on previous episodes of pain and how high my blood pressure is. There's a few occasions that I go and it's actually even within a normal range at the doctor's office, even though I'm in pain, although my pain is usually a little bit lower at that point. So we're thinking because I'm taking steroids, that can raise your blood pressure. But Venifer, which I'm being infused with, the iron I'm being infused with, can lower your blood pressure. So 200/108, I'd never hit 200 before. I've hit in the 180s many, many times at home. The highest my bottom number has ever gone was 116. Not at all uncommon for me to be at, 105 to 109 or 10. That over 170 something or 180 something. That is not unusual. Certainly not ideal. I'm on 2 blood pressure medications, but I run to the high side. Have for many, many years. If I can get down to 140 something over 90 something, that's pretty much about the normal average. Occasionally when I'll get in the 130s over, 80 something. Still, that's considered like pre-hypertension even at that level, but that I can get there, and that's usually as low as I go. In December, I went to the ER because I woke up one day and my blood pressure was like 91/60 or 56 or something. I mean, 90/60 is officially considered low blood pressure by the American Heart Association, by every doctor's chart. If you have a blood pressure of 90/60 and lower, your blood pressure is low. That's low. I don't normally get to that end of the range. Wasn't quite sure what to do being at that end of the range. I was checking it over the period of several hours. Hadn't done anything any differently on that day that I had any other day. I hadn't had any medicine changes. Hadn't really changed anything, but I felt weird. My chest felt fluttery, like my heart felt fluttery, and like I was having to take deeper breaths or something to feel like I could just keep my heart going. Called the nurse hotline, went to the ER, did a bunch of tests. They tell me I'm dehydrated and I'm lightheaded, and they sent me home. They did a quasi-tilt table test, postural test. The first one, I went from sitting to standing and my blood pressure dropped, which is a positive result. It shouldn't drop, it should stay the same or go up slightly. They ran a fast bag of fluids, repeated it. I stood up and everything was fine. Little did I know that here it is like 4 weeks later, over the weekend, 4 weeks after that visit, the 12-point EKG test comes in and it's telling possible left atrial enlargement. Some abnormal T wavelength or something. Abnormal T wavelength wasn't necessarily as concerning as the abnormal left ventricle enlargement or something. Called my primary. Hey, can you have him, talk to the nurse, can you have him look at this report and let me know what we need to do? And then I was calling them on the way into my infusion. While I'm sitting there, the nurse calls back, or one of the nurses. Yeah, he said, well, it has been reviewed by a cardiologist and it's a normal reading and there's nothing we need to do. Okay. So, not sure I like that answer. I'm getting my infusion. My blood pressure was low again yesterday. I had a hypoglycemic episode yesterday, so just haven't been feeling well in general. But I took, what I needed to this morning. My blood pressure was up just a little, so I took a lisinopril like they told me to do, and I took like half a muscle relaxer, a couple Ativans, so that I would be not stressed, not contributing on my end to my heart rate going higher, so we can get the infusion done. Got it done. When we first got there, the nurse who was hooking me up said, hey, Dr. Heiser, your hematologist, spoke with Dr. Hahn, this other pain management guy who I've seen before, and he does ketamine. He knows how to do ketamine. He's done it before. I'm like, cool. So I pick up the phone while they're still trying to get all my pre-meds dosed in and wait for those to work and then get my, iron going. Got an appointment for the 9th of February with Dr. Hahn. Yay. Then Dr. Heiser, my hematologist, comes walking in. He goes, just want to let you know, I talked to Dr. Hahn and he said he has done ketamine. He knows how to do it. Get with him. I'm like, okay. So I messaged my neurologist in this portal thing, the doctor portal, to let her know that I'm going to this pain management doctor who says he knows how to do ketamine and can do it. Can you reach out to him so you two could work together on a protocol on what needs to be done? So I've got that for February 9th. Now I'm home. I'm getting ready to take some stuff and take a nap. But I just wanted to comment and make a general statement. Chronic illness is not a contest. What is normal for me may not be normal for you, and vice versa. If I post a high blood pressure, I'm not posting that to see who can one-up me and have had a worse blood pressure reading. That's not how any of this works. I'm just posting information, sharing it because it is not normal for me. It is a situation that I'm dealing with, and as sharing within a support group or a community that should understand, that's the reason why I share. Same is true with low blood pressure. You may have blood pressure much lower than ones that I've posted, and that's normal for you, but it wasn't normal for me. So anytime you are having something going on in your body that is not your normal, then you need to have it checked out. You need to have it looked at. Post it, get some feedback, but this is not the time to tell somebody that they're being ridiculous because they're having a completely different, non-normal situation for them, And, it's not a contest to one-up them or to beat them or better them in their scores. This is not a sports game. This is our health, and we need to stay on top of it. And it's exhausting and it's frustrating, especially when your normal is at one end of something and now you are going the other end, and there's no logical explanation for that. In my particular case, my doctor's office came around. The nurse called back, and she's like, I was talking to him again, and she was asking about my symptoms. Were you still feeling bad when you left the emergency room in December? I said, yes, and I feel that way every day. I explained my dizziness, my balance, my stamina. I can't stand for very long. I can't go grocery shopping. I said, this is my every single day. And I said, so something is going on. I don't want us to assume that it's just my pain causing high blood pressure. God only knows what would be causing the low blood pressure. I said, I just don't want us to miss something. So they are going to be ordering the tilt table test to see how I do. I think they use it to diagnose dysautonomia syndromes, one of those being POTS. I don't know that I have POTS because my blood pressure is not low enough for that. But I'm not so sure that it always has to be like super low. I think it's the change, the dramatic drop or change in the pressure from laying to standing. There are dysautonomia syndromes that involve high blood pressure as well, not just low blood pressure. So we are going to do the tilt table test, and they're going to do an ultrasound of my carotid artery and a couple of arteries up in here to make sure I don't have any blockage. I recently had a heart echocardiogram, and I wore a heart Holter monitor a year or two ago when I was having some tachycardia, and there was no visible issues or signs or problems or anything while I was wearing the monitor at that time. So that's kind of where I'm at. More tests coming. They called me back. Thankfully, they kind of like the one nurse, like, let's get some more information. And I'm glad that they called me back and I didn't have to push and fight because I was just too tired today to even argue with them about needing to get something else done. So waiting to get that scheduled, and then we'll go from there and see what that shows. It's about the best I can ask for at this point. But anyway, that's my day. I hope your day is going better than mine. I am going to take a nap and rest. Got my iron infusion in, and I'm just going to chill the rest of the day. So anyway, you have a good day, and I will talk to you later.